Okay, it has been a while since I made a Pokemon video, which you wouldn't know because they've been going up pretty much every day on my channel. But I have been sitting on these gameplays for a while. I think I'm gonna make two videos out of these because Pixelator sent me a couple of sets. One with a super meta team, which is what we have going on here. Apologies about the Mew. Hylian is not able to actually make me Mew artwork for this video, but I still wanted to use the new ones that he made just for this video. He's busy. He's been doing a great job. I really appreciate what he has been able to do, and hopefully we'll see a funky Mew later on. And he also sent us another team with spicy set and meta. So today we're seeing meta. This is going to be a very boring team if you watch a lot of PvP, but it's going to be very, very well performing. And if you guys are looking for a team to steal, maybe this is something that you might want to consider. Let's up that playback speed to maybe oh man, it's been a while since I've done this. Yeah, I have had a really, really crazy sleep schedule. So those who've been following the daily videos and the streams would know. In fact, Pokemon events is actually what sent me into a tailspin, and so I have been very, very tired, unable to recoup my lost sleep, so I haven't been able to make too many of these, but hopefully you guys have been enjoying what I have been able to make. Galvantula is a tricky lead, so I don't actually know what wins this versus Galvantula versus Venusaur. I don't know. Oh, man, I always forget. Grass and Electric. Electric does not resist Grass, but Bug does, and I think Sludge Bomb hits for neutral. I think he knew that they were going to shield, and he was going to probably just bait the shield and made it out just fine. Get out of there as quick as possible. Even a Hex Alola Marowak is still pretty bad against a Grass type because they might have Fire Blast, and that's pretty much it. Fire Spin damage is basically the main reason that Marowak is a huge Venusaur counter, but even with Hex, they might have that Fire Blast, and you just never know. Not to mention, I was going to say that he wants to get out of there because Mew does not want to see Galvantula, but Venusaur and Stunfisk are both pretty good checks to Galvantula. Like, it's still going to work. Definitely over farming here. Is he going to go all the way? Wow. Okay. I didn't think you'd make it. Hex is pretty good at energy generation. I think this is, ooh, I was going to say it's worth a shield, but he's not going to win that CMP tie. That is brutal. That's okay. Stunfisk is going to completely shut down Galvantula. There's really nothing he can do. I'd honestly even recommend either completely farming down or maybe just dropping a Rock Slide, no bubbles, just to get it as far. Yeah, that's rock, paper, scissors right there. Frenzy Plant's going to one-shot. I don't even know why he's over farming because Stunfisk with that health range cannot lose to Galvantula. Like, there is nothing. Like, he could go and grab a snack, come back, and the lunge damage probably still wouldn't be enough. Stunfisk is going to take the end of that game easily. That's just unfortunate that they had a double weak counter in the back. Now, again, these are low rank by now. I don't know where Pixelator at, but I am sure he's doing just fine in this season. I know he's a pretty avid battler. I've been sitting on these gameplays for a while. I've tried not to post more than one or two videos a day, but it actually just came to my attention, like literally today, that Ultra League is tomorrow, and I'm thinking, damn, all the gameplays that I'm squatting on are all Great League, and I'm okay to upload out of season. Bigger content creators wouldn't bother with that because, you know, they're trying to keep up with what's timely. I'm just doing this for fun, sort of trying to build out the Pokemon Go side of my channel, so I don't really care as much. I haven't been commentating this gameplay as well, but that's okay. Machamp is kind of a lost lead for them, but Stunfisk, he doesn't have a great answer for in the back, because Mew, I guess it can spam Flame Charge, but it doesn't have a great defense stat, so it's not going to be really holding up that well, and I guess Mew can handle Machamp in the back fairly well, as long as you save a shield for it. Venusaur has a great matchup against Stunfisk. If this is just a Rock Slide, which I suspect it is, that is not going to KO, and he's definitely going to get to a Frenzy Plant before the Mud Shots come in. Not too far ahead, so if he would have overfarmed a little bit there, he might have lost it, but getting the shield or switch advantage would be great. Okay, he's back to switch. But again, that Machamp still needs to be dealt with. Cross Chops and counter is going to be resisted, but he can just get out of there. This is not over yet. Okay, so Stunfisk can land an Earthquake, getting either shield or health. I don't actually think a Hydro Cannon KOs. Stunfisk is very bulky, and Blastoise does not have a great attack stat. So even though that looks like it's a completely lost cause, it's actually pretty okay. And I'm hoping he doesn't shield here because farming down with a Mew is definitely going to be really, really great. Water Gun is really bad energy generation, so I don't think he's that close to a Hydro Cannon. And yeah, okay, so he was closer than I thought, but he can still shield, farm down. A Rock Slide's not going to KO, and maybe he can double Wild Charge or double Flame Charge, depending on where the energy comes in. I would definitely suggest a double Wild Charge, and this game is essentially over. Honestly, Machamp didn't stay in for that long either way. I don't even think he can make it to a Rock Slide. Right now it would KO, but he's already got the move as the counter's coming through. Either the Machamp had energy and he overtapped, or he was just getting to his first move. Doesn't matter. Machamp was absolutely danced around in that game and just had absolutely nothing that he could do. So I love to see battles like that, but he's got 4,000 wins in the Great League. My goodness. That's always interesting because Pixelator, he sends a lot of screenshots. I know him in the Discord. He's like quite a bit lower like XP than me. I think he started playing after I did, but he is way more active in the PvP scene than I am. So he's hit Legend, I think, a couple of times now, or at least rank 10, and he plays every day, all the time. I don't. I'm pretty casual when it comes to PvP. Like, I try to think, like, I try to know, like, I try to say that I know what's going on. Obviously, this is a great switch in. Anybody who's into PvP will know that this is going to be a pretty slow matchup, but definitely dominant for Stunfisk. And that's exactly my point. Is like, I know what's going on. I'm well informed. I think I perform well enough when I do battle, but I don't do it every day. I'm only like rank 12 or 13 right now, and I'm rocking like a 66.6 repeating win rate now. Actually, I just checked. I was like 2/3 on all of my battles. Whatever it is right now. Zionic was actually almost at the exact same number. I think I'm 95 and 135, or 90 and 135, which is like exactly 2/3. So I was doing about a 70% win rate for a while there. And I only tanked that a bit because I was doing some funky teams. And that's kind of why I stopped, is because I don't like to play PvP unless I have a team that I'm excited about. So yeah, winning switch with a shield advantage. Like I said, very dominant for Stunfisk. If you are Altaria there, I'm not even sure why you'd bother shielding. There's not really a circumstance where you win that. Obviously, you want to land the Quake. Very nice. I don't honestly know. I've heard this brought up before. I don't know if 2 Rock Slides is better than 1 Earthquake. It might be, but either way, just to throw the Earthquake and get out of there is no problem. Ooh, Play Rough bait. Okay, so Hydro Pump and Play Rough are both resisted. And there is so honestly, the movesets on Azumarill are almost always Ice Beam Hydro Pump or Ice Beam Play Rough. So I'm really not sure why any Azumarill wouldn't run Ice Beam, or why you'd ever have to throw a Play Rough. Maybe he had Play Rough Hydro Pump. I'm not sure that's ever recommended. I don't know, but yeah, definitely a good matchup here. Getting that Alola Marowak away from the Venusaur. I would definitely shield this, and he might be able to farm. Is that a Bone Club? Okay, so since that's Shadow and he wasn't baiting, might be able to go a little overboard, maybe all the way down. Oh, that's ballsy plays. Okay, tons of energy for that Azumarill, and way overkill. Way overkill. He's got enough to kill 2 Azumarills, and yeah, I'm not saying it would one-shot, but I honestly feel like if a second Azumarill came in, he could Flame Charge and probably still make it to a Wild Charge and just annihilate that next matchup. So that was dominant. Oh, we got a string of numbers coming in hot. I was actually looking at Mew movesets today, unrelated to this video, believe it or not. Huge lost lead, but both of these Pokemon in the back can counter a Skarmory well. Mew switch in, nice little can of worms over there. Okay, Altaria doesn't really matter. I'd probably just, I don't know, you need that Stunfisk for Skarmory. I don't actually know what you do here. Maybe throw once, build up to 2, and then shield. Okay, maybe he's going to sack the Mew. Honestly, Stunfisk has such a great matchup against these Pokemon that he might be able to come in with Stunfisk and win against Altaria and Skarmory, but that Venusaur is going to need something to do this game, so I'm really interested to see how he plays this. Vine Whips aren't going to do a lot. He's got no shields. Maybe come in, throw a Sludge Bomb, then switch? Okay, so he's going to go straight into Stunfisk. Yeah, I don't know exactly what happens here. That's interesting. Like, I know whether or not he wins. I just want to know how it plays out, frankly. So, okay. I know that he can't double rock. Okay, he swapped. Okay, Beedrill. So the entire team counters Venusaur, but at the same time, the entire team is super weak to Stunfisk. Wow. He might be able to sack swap the Venusaur at some point, but I also don't actually see how that'll be necessary. He'd have to go straight Brave Bird to even, yeah, and he's not even gonna bother. Yeah, this is basically over. Like, it looks like this might have a chance for Skarmory, but he has 2 shields. I mean, Skarmory is never going to make it to enough energy in time, and like I said, if he times it right, which I know Pixelator knows how to, he can absolutely sack that Venusaur, which could be a bad play. Meaning, if the enemy sees that happening and totally no bubbles a Venusaur, he can farm the Venusaur all the way down, come out with a ton of energy, and then it would actually be a threat to the Stunfisk, but I'm not thinking that's enough. Yeah, this opponent knows that he can't just throw a Sky Attack. Maybe he could have thrown, maybe he was just getting the energy, but even still, he was going to need 2 shields. And interesting. Okay, yeah, so this is more or less just out of order of what I was suggesting earlier, is Sludge Bomb is still going to do neutral. Like, you'll see that it's actually going to be quite a chunk of damage. And Stunfisk is low enough to this point where is it going to get this to, it's low enough at this point to where I don't know if it's going to be able to get to 2 Rock Slides before that Altaria actually does Dragon Breath and Sky Attack damage. So, yeah. Is he going to make it to a Sludge Bomb before that? Yeah, well, the opponent definitely thinks so. Dragon Breath is definitely more damage than energy. However, I have learned, I read a comment on Shrady's comment section, super specific thing, where Confusion and Dragon Breath are the same thing damage and energy wise, meaning Dragon Breath is a 1-turn move and Confusion I think is a 4-turn move. But if you do the math, you can actually see this if you go to like gamepress.gg. If you just look up Altaria and then a Confusion user like Hypno, they essentially... Does he live on a Pokestop in a gym? No way. Does he? Is that your house? Are you kidding me? No wonder he sends me gifts every day. Wow, that is... I want to say I'm so jealous, but like I'm glad he's not getting in because I've comments on this. I want to say I'm jealous, but people on stream have definitely seen this. I have like 15, depending on if I drift or not. I have about 15 to 30 Pokemon that spawn at my house I can reach, which is really nice. It's kind of like the inverse. Obviously, I would like to live on a Pokestop, but tons of spawns is nice too, right? Okay, so I don't think there's a Pokemon on his team that is scared of a Probopass. I feel like Probopass was really common in the very, very beginning days of PvP and has just completely been phased out. It's a really interesting Pokemon. It's like a Bastiodon, but it has electric moves and Rock Slide, so it has some better move options, but it's nowhere near as bulky, and it honestly, I've just never seen it threaten any Pokemon I've ever seen. Literally, every time I've ever seen a Probopass, my team just kind of scoffed at it. That was probably just circumstance, but even still, yeah, it looks like he's rather throwing here instead of shielding. I think he could have shielded and farmed down, but yeah, grabbing a shield in the process is nice as well, and he can totally shield this and keep farming, or come in with Stunfisk. Stunfisk with energy essentially attacks everything in the game, neutral or better, including a Scrafty. And okay, so this isn't over. This is definitely not over. He has 2 shields. If the opponent is like a 5-head situation, he might just throw the foul play. Okay, because what a lot of people see is when you have 2 shields, obviously when you're down 2 shields, obviously the opponent's gonna shield. I mean, of course, like why would they let them move through? However, there are times when if you expect them to just throw the move, maybe you can just not shield, but they would bait. I don't know. It's a complicated. You go down the rabbit hole where you want to bait because you'd think they'd want to shield, but if you know that they know that you know that, then it's actually smarter to just go straight for them, and then you just sort of... honestly, in all the ways I've thought about it when it comes to baiting in this game, that's a Shadow Banette. Nice little flex there. I've never seen that in game before. When it comes down to it, it's essentially like a coin flip. And that's honestly, personally speaking, one of my least favorite things about GBL. That's a really cool team. Probopass and Shadow Banette on the same team. Kind of got annihilated by, you know, a super meta team, but still cool. That's one of my least favorite things are just throwing a move and crossing your fingers that it lands, because that absolutely dictates who wins a game more often than not. So that is the end of video 1. I'm probably going to double upload today. I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing with these battles, but we're going to see a spicy team later on, and I'll try to I'll try to link that video in the description down below, or have it recommended right now. If you guys want to submit your battles, link in the description below. Follow me on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a nice day. Thank you again, Pixelator, for sending me the battles.